to be a time where that doesn't crack me up. So if you are new to my world, I am a no, I blah, 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 blah. I don't know how to talk. No, I do. I am a no nonsense, curse word loving, exclamation point loving Gen X 50-year-old lesbian mom of four who came out after 10 years of marriage, burned my entire life to the ground and rebuilt it on my own terms. I have a method that I help people use to step into their own power and not only dream and design a life that they love, but actually have and live a life that they love. I plan retreats all over the world. I host incredible communities. I'm a transformation coach. And every Thursday, I am here live with you to talk about small, unexpected ways that you can step out of fear and into bravery, embody joy, show up for yourself, make a difference in the world and the community that you're in, and actually feel really fucking good in your life despite the chaos, despite all the shit that's going on all the time. So I'm glad that you're here. We're going to dig in. We are talking today about the difference between balance and alignment. I actually don't hate the word balance. Some of you have been around for years. D is one of those. Hi, D. I don't hate the word balance. I just think that it's misappropriated and it's misused. The concept that you can have it all at once is ridiculous. The idea that everything can chart at the same level all at the same time is absolutely asinine. And we want to seek these things. So there's this whole group of people who want to go whole hog on balance is bullshit. Eh, Okay, I get that, but they're not giving you a solution instead. So maybe it's harmony. I want to help you understand what alignment feels like today, because balance, the idea, seeking balance, is going to keep you stuck. It sounds great on paper to be a thing that you think you could be seeking, searching out for, but it creates a trap because it's constantly up in your face, reminding you that you should be giving everything the same energy, which is ridiculous. You can't do that all the time. That you should never drop the ball because if you're doing it right, you can do all of these things at once. You can balance everything. So why does it feel shitty? Right? Why does it feel icky all the time? Because it's so fucking impossible to do. And I would love to see all of you just sort of step out of this perfectionist behavior of thinking you can balance everything and step into trusting yourself, knowing your body's signs, your intuition, and learning how to be aligned. It's an embodiment issue. Balance tells you that you should be able to keep all of the things at the working level all the time, but life is not static like that. Life is not static like that. Some days, if you have kids, they may need you more than other days. Some days you may need to really hustle at work. Some days you have to prioritize yourself and tell everything else to fuck off. Anybody who knows me, or whether you're new here, let me tell you my favorite thing is that my only rule is that there are no rules. I think most of the rules are pretty stupid. If you can make a case for why that rule isn't for you or how you can switch it up to make it work better for you so that you can be a better aligned version of yourself, I say do that. I am here for negotiation. And yes, even with my kids, I mean, we of course have rules because you have to have rules with kids. But if they come at me and they make a case, we can renegotiate. There are lots of ways to solve a problem, friends. And feeling pulled in a million directions, feeling burnt out, feeling stressed. Balance isn't the answer. Alignment is the answer. And there are lots of ways to solve that problem. Lots of ways, right? Some days you're going to need to be more creative. You're going to want to be more connected to energy and earth and fire. Some days, maybe you need to sit down and focus and really, knock things off and check things off the list. Ah, you guys see my it just stopped working. Hopefully, it doesn't really affect the light too much. Um, some days you just need to remember to get enough sleep. Some days you just want to take a break. I was just chatting. I have a new Substack account. If you're not already on following me on Substack, please come and do that because I do write unique content there that you don't get anywhere else. Because I feel like it's an interesting, safe space to write and sort of dig in on some of those things, especially the woo woo stuff, the spiritual stuff. But whatever comes to mind. So, anyway, I was chatting with somebody on Substack earlier today about shutting it down in the middle of the day and taking a bath, or doing that in between clients, or taking a power nap in between clients. I will do a meditation in between. Sometimes I will get up and do some somatic movement in between, right? It's just learning how to trust your body. Balance isn't flexible, but alignment is. Alignment is a response, because when you're aligned, your energy supports your priorities. When you're aligned, your energy supports your priorities. It supports the things that need to be most important to you in that given moment. Now, you can't recognize what any of those things are if you don't slow down and pay attention to how you're feeling, what your body feels like in any given situation. If things are working for you the way you want them to, if you're getting the results that you want, if you feel good in that process. So you can't do any of those things if you're not actively aware and checking in with yourself so that you can recognize if it's for you or if it isn't for you. Things as simple as stop saying yes to things that you know are a no out of guilt or out of habit. But again, when we are on this head down, blinders on, binary path of how we're supposed to behave so that we can have the things we want and be accepted and be loved and be worthy and be successful and all of those things, I call bullshit on all of that. Your head down, blinders on that, you're missing all of the opportunities to get to know what is actually for you. You're in routine motion, right? It's like brushing your teeth or driving the same direction you go every day, and you don't even know how you got from here to there because it's so habitual and so routine. That is not what you want your actual life to be like. Don't you want to feel grounded and clear? Dare I say, like you actually have your shit together, even when things are really messy? Don't you want to feel that way? I know that I do. Um, it starts with a deep level of self compassion. So when things are shifting and they're moving out of the way that I would prefer them to move, I have to catch myself. I have to say, what's going on? Why am I reacting this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I behaving this way? Do I need to change something, do something different, get up, move around? Take a break, stop, start, whatever. What is it? Do I need to eat something? Do I need to drink some water? Probably the answer is always yes. We always need to drink more water. I say this to you because you have to check in with yourself. So, how do you shift from balance to alignment? This is where my coaching method, the Brave Method, which I chronicle in my book, Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap. It's backwards because I haven't done any mirroring here for anybody. Um, the Brave Method is my coaching method. It's my patented coaching method, trademarked, that helps you not only dream and design a life that you are in love with, but to actually build and have a life that you are in love with. Brave is an acronym, and I'm going to go through what it is for you really quickly, but specifically how it can relate to you as you're shifting from thinking you need balance to creating alignment, embodying alignment, being connected to your inner knowing and your inner sources. Making sure my TikTok microphone was working. So I'm actually going to reverse engineer and tell you BRAVE. E is the result that you get when you show up for yourself and practice the Brave Method. E is expansion and empowerment. And my friends, you are the only one that can expand and empower yourself. Nobody can do that for you, no matter what. You are the only one that can expand and empower yourself. Folks like me, we can coach, we can guide, we can mentor, we can support, we can be your cheerleaders, we can do all of those things, but you expand and empower yourself when you show up for yourself, when you do the things that you know are right for you, when you say no, when it should be a no, yes, when it should be a yes, when you rewrite the rules, create your own seat at the table, honor yourself, listen to your body, trust your intuition, take up space. That's you expanding and empowering yourself. So now let's go back. BRAVE, the Brave Method. Brave stands for boundaries. Boundaries are limits that define acceptable behavior, and you get to decide what is acceptable for you. So that's the Brave take on boundaries. You get to decide what's acceptable to you. And I will tell you what, that is revolutionary for an awful lot of people. There are a lot of people who have spent their whole lives letting other people tell them what their boundaries should be, what their limits of acceptability should be, or have to be. It's quite brave to decide for yourself what your boundaries are. And in setting boundaries, when we're talking about alignment, it is once you start to recognize and get really clear and aware on from your body, right? Not your mind. Your mind is going to manipulate you often, especially your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind, manipulates you also. I'm certified in NLP and subconscious reprogramming, and your pattern behaviors will sabotage you all damn day long if you don't do something about them. But your body's telling you the truth. So if you're getting your answers and your awareness from your body, and if you don't know how to do that, then please come and join me in my spaces. I do a free Ask Me Anything office hour every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central. You're welcome to join us for that. I have coaching programs, I have membership programs, I do retreats, I do private coaching. I can help you do the work to figure out how to listen to and understand your body. So if you want to do that, there are ways to do that. There are free ways to do it. There are paid ways where we can get really expansive with all of that. It's up to you. Find someone, right? Do it, do the work. So once you get your answers from your body, then let's just say when your body says, this is too much, hold on, stop, don't push right now. This is not when you need to hustle. An aligned, embodied person will be like, okay, I'm out. I'm going to shift the narrative. I'm going to renegotiate the expectations for myself or for others. I'm going to change something. I am not just going to power through. And then there is R, and these are the three R's. It's probably my favorite part of the Brave method. The three R's are reassessment, reframing, and resilience. This is checking in with yourself. It's shifting perspective and it's bouncing back differently. Resiliency is the number one key indicator into whether or not a person will be successful. This comes specifically from Angela Duckworth, scientist Angela Duckworth, and her study on grit and resilience. If you have not read the book Grit, I highly recommend it. It's intense, but it's really good. So it's not about skill. It's about your willingness to learn and get up and do it again differently. But we can't do that if we're not checking in with ourselves, if we're not reassessing what worked, what didn't work. How do we feel about the process? Are we getting the results that we want? What lessons, reassessment? What did I learn from this? Um, I personally, I'm never failing. I'm never failing. It doesn't mean I'm never making mistakes. I make mistakes all day long, but I'm never failing because I am always practicing the three R's from the Brave Method. I am always reassessing, reframing, and getting up again and doing my best to do it differently. I apologize when I need to, which is all the time, and I try again. And that is really important. And the A in the Brave Method is action and accountability. So you can't just always talk about a thing. You have to start by talking about it. You have to get awareness. You have to um, understand who you are and what you want and how you're growing and shifting and all of that beautiful stuff. But then you have to get into action. And I'm actually really in this interesting space with that right now because I have been and my alignment, my body has been very forceful in the last couple of weeks, telling me to slow down, like literally pull all the way back, even from things that I love that bring me pleasure, like reading, pull all the way back and really, really rest. And now I can feel that there is a forward motion of being into action. So the A is action and accountability. You have to do the thing, you have to do the work, you have to show up for yourself. And whether that work is stopping to slow down, meditating, actually pushing, maybe it's hustling, maybe it's having a conversation you're avoiding, maybe it is rethinking a process on something, right? I have this great story. I have four daughters. When my third daughter was in third grade, now she's a freshman in high school. So this was a minute ago. They do a math problem every day. They give all of the kids these little dry erase boards and they say, I want you to create an equation, and the answer is going to be the day of the month. So there are 12 kids in the class, and they all go around and they write their own equation. And then they go around the room and they share their equation. Now, remember, they all have the same answer. And we discover that all 12 of the kids used a different equation to solve the problem. And the teacher asked these 8-year-olds, what do you think this means? And the kid said that there are lots of ways to solve a problem. And there are so many ways to solve a problem. If you think there is only one way to solve a problem, then you have the blinders on. You are in routine. You are focused on only only this one path, only this one result. You are missing a whole world of possibilities, and it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve the people you care about. Nothing changes if you don't change. Nothing changes if you don't change. And we cannot change the people around us, but when we change ourselves, the people around us change. I'm going to say it again. We cannot change the people around us, but when we change ourselves, the people around us change because we start to show up differently and they react to us differently and powerfully. And it is a game changer. So we've done B, we've done R, we've done A. The V is vulnerability, the real kind, the scary kind, the kind that builds trust and authentic connection. But remember that vulnerability does not mean cutting yourself open and turning yourself inside out for everybody to feast on. You have to have boundaries with vulnerability. Vulnerability means you show up as your most authentic, aligned self, and you decide that if the world does not accept you or want you, that is their problem, not yours. But you are not going to put on a mask anymore. You are not going to pretend anymore to be someone else other than yourself. Every month, I host an event here in Chicago called the Chicago Empower Breakfast. It's the second Friday of every month. And I have been very clear that this space is for authentic, heart centered, vulnerable people to show up so that you can connect with other people who are in this lane, who are doing this work, who are showing up for themselves, empowering themselves, stepping into their bravery, right? It doesn't mean that we're not afraid. It doesn't mean that we don't have fear. We're not trying to be fearless. Fearlessness is for sociopaths and 3-year-olds. We are choosing bravery. We are saying to the fear, okay, that scares me, but I'm going to put you in my pocket and go ahead and do that anyway. In fact, we have an MC for next month who had never spoken to a crowd before she did a quick 3-minute presentation at a Empower Breakfast a few months ago. And I asked her, I was like, hey, Jessica, and she might be watching this. Sometimes she catches me here. Hi, Jessica. Um, would you like to be the MC for our June Empower Breakfast? And she goes, that scares me to death. So, yes, right? Because it's a safe space to show up authentically and vulnerably. It's a safe space to be a heart centered conscious leader. I love all of it. All right. And then we're back to expansion and empowerment. These are the natural results of utilizing the brave method and living an aligned life. These are up to you. You have to say yes to yourself. You have to choose yourself. You have to decide you are worthy and worth it. I believe that you are, but you have to believe that you are. And so if everything feels icky all the time, you don't need balance, you need alignment. And that starts with getting to know yourself deeply and completely. If you do not take the time to get to know yourself deeply and completely, you can't actually make any of the changes that you want to make in your life. It's not possible. You can't do it. But I want that for you. Once you are aware, awareness is the most powerful thing that exists. It's always the first required step. Once you are aware of something, you only have two options. You either change it, you do something about it, or you willfully ignore it and you know you're willfully ignoring it and you know that it's going to hurt. But you're only going to allow that hurt for so long before you do something about it. If you are looking for ways to get to know yourself better, and then once you know yourself better, then you can start to recognize what the programming is that has been put on you, all the bullshit rules that society has put on you that do not serve you, that do not help you live a healthy, embodied, aligned life, that do not help you be a good person, a good parent, a good boss, a good coworker, a good community member, a healthy person. A good, when I say a good, all of those things, that starts with you being good to yourself, prioritizing self-care, prioritizing time for yourself, love for yourself, compassion for yourself, connection for yourself, right? It's so powerful. If you are looking for ways to do that, I have a community membership called the Spark Collective, $18 a month. We drop intuitive journal prompts every Monday that are pulled directly from human design transits. We have an entire content library filled with beautiful, quick 10 to 15-minute ways to show up for yourself in the cracks of your life. Whether that is an EFT tapping, guided meditation, hypnosis, quick win mini course, all sorts of things like that. So you could do that. You could come to my Tuesday Ask Me Anything office hours. They're absolutely free. I host every Tuesday, 30 minutes. You can find the link to that on my website or send me a message and I can tell you how to find it so that you can get the link. I do private one-on-one coaching. I do subconscious reprogramming, programs and sessions for people. And then I'm also hosting the Costa Rica retreat, Reclaim Your Peace, in January of 2026. So I am taking 30 incredible humans to Imaloa Institute in Cuepos, Costa Rica, the most magical place I have ever been in my entire life. There's something about that land. Now, I will say that land is literally on a bunch of ley lines. So you are alive with the energy of the universe. The earth vibrates from the ground through your body and connects you in the most magical ways. We will be doing beautiful, reflective work, but this is not about, sorry about the dog, guys. This retreat is about reclaiming time for yourself, space for yourself, peace. See, peace isn't something you seek, it's something you are, that you choose for yourself. And we're doing that. We're making time for that inside the Costa Rica retreat. Um, there will be sound healing, there will be breath work, there will be somatic movement, there will be a little bit of adventure. We're doing a blue clay experience on the riverbanks. We are going to the ocean, just so many incredible things. I would love to have you. If you're interested in learning more about my Reclaim Your Peace retreat in Costa Rica, please reach out or check out my website, vickeryandco.com. I would love to have you join us. And then the last thing that I like to do on my weekly live show is pull a Create Brave card. The Create Brave cards are a deck of manifestation cards, and I co created them with my friend Rachel Swanson. So she's a creativity coach. I'm the Brave Method coach. And manifestation isn't deciding something and then it just magically appears. Manifestation is declaring something and then shifting the way you show up in the world to make it appear. So these cards are designed to help you think of something out of the box in a way that you haven't before. Call yourself on your bullshit a little. So just see what word comes up for you when, oh, the card fell out. That's the way cards are, right? Do you have tarot decks or oracle decks, affirmation decks? Mm, yeah, this seems appropriate. Awaken. I remain open to what is being revealed. Awaken. I remain open to what is being revealed. Gosh, I love this card. Look how beautiful this card is. This whole deck is gorgeous. If you want a deck, you can grab it on my website. I would love to send one to you. Awaken. I remain open to what is being revealed. There's a third eye here. That's actually fascinating because the post that I just put up on Substack is all about how in the last decade, but specifically in the last 2 months, my connection to divine downloads, to hearing the universe speak to me, um, to being cognizant and aware and hearing the messages and retaining them and being able to take action on them, how that has deepened and strengthened since I got back from my first trip to Costa Rica, actually, since I visited the Imaloa Institute. I have awakened. So I love that that card came. I've been thinking a lot about that this week. I've been posting a lot about it. I'm getting messages for myself. I'm getting messages for other people. So many amazing things. So thank you so much for being here with me today. It is an honor and a privilege to share space with you. When you choose to show up in community with me, it means you're showing up for yourself. It means you're taking time for yourself. And I believe in you. I am your biggest fan. I am your cheerleader. I want to see you win. So, however I can help you do that, please let me know, whether it's attending my retreat, coming to my weekly live show, going to free office hours, joining my community membership, working privately, hosting a workshop, whatever it is. I am here for you. I want to see you thrive. I am your biggest fan. And remember every day to go out and choose yourself bravely. My name is Heather Vickery. Thank you for being here. I look forward to connecting with all of you again very, very soon. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.